as NATO allies run drills in the Adriatic Sea. On the ground, key members of the security alliance united with one goal in mind: preventing what they think will lead to a war in Europe. Their chief emissary, France's leader Emmanuel Macron, making his way through meetings and briefings in Berlin and Kiev to urgently push his message that peace is possible. As he spoke in Kiev, Russian warships moving to his south, making their way in the dark through Turkey's Bosphorus Strait for naval drills. Their movements, however, no secret. Russian military also released footage of their fleet in action. Turkey, which shares maritime borders with Ukraine and Russia, has advised Moscow to stand down. But President Putin has told Macron that Russia would not be the source of an escalation, despite surrounding his neighbour with military hardware.
A show of British military firepower, right on Russia's doorstep. They are training, but where NATO's eastern border meets Russia, it all feels much more serious. They're not here to anticipate an attack, but it is a defence mission aimed at deterring aggression. NATO have been in the Baltic since the annexation of Crimea, and the UK are now looking at significantly stepping up the number of British troops here. So they're training here for the harshest of winter conditions. British, Estonian and French troops. There are almost 1,000 British troops in Estonia right now. 350 have just gone to Poland as well. But the Estonians say that they are outnumbered by 10 to 1 by Russian troops in the region.
Nablus in the northern West Bank resulted in 3 terrorists dead that Israel says were behind a string of recent shootings at Israeli civilians and soldiers in the area. Now, the IDF and Shin Bet security forces remain, though, on a manhunt for a 4th member of that terror squad. It's considered armed and dangerous, and thousands of people, though, came out yesterday for the funeral of those 3 Palestinians killed and calling for retribution. In another incident, an Israeli taxi driver was attacked yesterday evening after entering Nablus for work on his car, apparently, and escaped with minor injuries.
The main defendant in the trial over the 2015 Paris attacks is taking the stand today. Salah Abdeslam is 32 years old, and he is the only survivor among the 10 assailants who killed 130 people on November 13, 2015. He's charged with murders committed as part of a terrorist organization. Well, prosecutors and victims' families are hoping to learn how the man described as a party animal came to embrace Islamist extremism.
This is the glow of hydrogen being heated to more than 100 million degrees Celsius, 10 times the temperature of the sun. Then it happens, nuclear fusion, lasting only 5 seconds, but breaking a record.
We can create a mini sun, hold it there for a sustained period and get really good performance levels, which is a major step forward in terms of our quest to get to fusion power plant.
Current nuclear power plants use fission, which involves splitting atoms apart. When that happens, they release a lot of energy, but also a lot of radiation and create radioactive waste. Nuclear fusion is the opposite. It takes 2 hydrogen atoms and fuses them, creating 1 helium atom. The process creates a lot of energy, but no lasting radiation.
A failed assassination attempt in Libya. Assailants on Thursday struck Prime Minister Abdulhamid al-Dabiba's car with bullets, but he escaped unharmed, a source close to him has said, amid intense factional wrangling over control of the government. The incident is reported to have been a clear assassination attempt and had happened as Dabiba was returning home. Prime Minister Abdulhamid al-Dabiba was installed in March as head of the UN-backed Government of National Unity that was meant to unify Libya's divided institutions and oversee the run-up to an election in December as part of a peace process.
Videos that define the growing tensions in the state of Karnataka in southern India. Students aligned with Hindu groups heckle a woman for wearing a burqa as competing religious chants are heard.
Every religion has freedom. They are following their culture and I'm following mine. They should let us follow our culture and not raise obstacles for us.
A few weeks ago, 6 teenage students were barred from wearing headscarves in the classroom. Those protests have now spread across the state, with more women demanding the right to cover their heads in class. Opposing them are Hindu groups. They've been marching wearing saffron-colored scarves and shawls, and some hoisted a saffron flag. The color is considered sacred by many Hindus.